Hey YouTube, so we're back on this weird day. First it was storming about an hour ago. Could barely see a couple feet in front of you, and now we have sunny skies and the temperature's at about +4, so what more can you ask for? Today's video I want to talk about being prepared and things you need to have in advance to make your life easier out here when you're living remotely, off-grid, homesteading. And it's always good to think about those small purchases that you need, but sometimes you also got to think about those bigger purchases that you keep in the back of your head and you don't think are that important. And today in this video is a great example of what that tool is and the things we have to do to compromise when we don't have this certain piece of equipment or this tool that we need. As you can see, we are driving and I'm on our what you call main road. However, you're lucky to see any traffic. It's honestly just a very narrow road. If you take a look, so if you see there's barely any road here. So the nice thing about what we're gonna go do today is that it's nice cool weather. However, in order to do this job, you have to do it early in the morning. Now, going back to what I was saying at the beginning of the video is it's nice to have certain tools to make your life easier, and that tool or piece of equipment that I'm talking about is a snowmobile. Check out this, we got a grouse right on the road. Alright, now that I'm back after being so rudely interrupted by that grouse, yeah, having a snowmobile, you almost need to have one out here, and the biggest reason is doing this job that we're about to go do with a snowmobile that is right around your property, and you don't have to drive for a few miles or whatever it may be to do this job. So this brings me to my next point. Before you move off grid, you always have to take into consideration what might you need. Now, we've been planning on getting a snowmobile from getting out here. However, with the move, towing a trailer, we had to get a UTV, a snowblower for the UTV, or what some people call a side-by-side, and those were thousands of dollars worth of purchases, not to mention the startup charges that you have coming out here. We couldn't bring our food from back home, so for the first couple trips into town, we were buying everything you could think of. Spices, different kinds of meat, different kinds of like bags of rice and beans, so that we can get to our point with having a vegetable and having our own meat to process and have our own food to eat. So you have to think in those considerations. So we were planning on getting a snowmobile, but we just haven't had the time. And right now, with the way the world's going on, these stores out here are having massive shortages. Not only when you go to your hardwood store, but also when I'm going to get say a new UTV now, where I was purchasing. Thank God I was able to get a used one, but they were saying that there's a backlog on UTV sales, on boat sales, because of what's going on in the world and people aren't working. And I don't need to get onto that topic at this moment. I'll do another video on that one in the near future. And then just getting familiar with the property as well, you know. Also, so when I was looking online for used snowmobiles, they're like crazy expensive right now because there's nothing in the stores. So why am I going to go out there, buy something that's a few $1,000s more than what it's worth just because I need one at this moment? So you have to compromise. And so today what we're doing is compromising. I get to go for a ride down this beautiful road, you know, do a quick little video, show you guys what we have to do. So I'm going down to a spot that I've been falling some trees for the past few weeks, and I'm working even further because there's lots of residents in this area and they just don't want to go far from home. So I'll go a little further this time, further than where they're gonna go, and find my own trees. Now, one thing you probably notice is I'm driving a different pickup truck. And the reason I'm driving a new pickup truck is because another thing we took into consideration is buying a different pickup truck when we get out here. And being that we have to move so much further to go and get something, or such large distances to go get something, like we've been saying, our closest town or city, what you would call a city, is 5 hours away. So having a regular gasoline pickup truck was just blowing the budget on the fuel. So I still have the other pickup truck, but however, we got a new pickup truck, or should I say not a new, this is a 2006 Dodge Cummins diesel engine. And for those that know anything about diesels, you can get a lot longer distance on a diesel vehicle than you can, say, on a gasoline vehicle. So that was one thing we took into consideration. And yes, it's got some mileage on it, but diesels are known, especially this year, that these engines are great and they last a long time. Also, getting this pickup truck, I wanted something that was more versatile. So we got a 8-foot bed on this truck rather than what I had, the standard 6-foot bed on the back of the old truck. And that's going to now allow me to get more wood in here, more products. When we go into town, I won't have to put things in the cab. I can just keep it out there. Those 2 feet by 2 feet high, that people would be surprised how much extra space that gives you. All right, so here's a perfect example of living remotely and things you have to do. So carrying a chainsaw, luckily I'm going to fall down some trees. I have a tree that fell in the middle of the road here because there was a big windstorm. That's a nice dried down tree, and the reason these trees fall is obviously this one is dead and dried out. However, we've had some crazy windstorms in around here, and they just break and fall, and sometimes you're just going into town or going to pick up mail and you have to cut down 3-4 trees, so you always need to carry a chainsaw with you. So this is a perfect example of how you live out here. You always have to go prepared, with the prepared mindset. So let's go out here, cut this one down, and guaranteed I'll be tossing this in the back of the truck because, you know, it's free wood. I don't have to cut it down. So this is a win-win for everybody here. So let's get her done. Well, there you go. That's all cleaned up. One of the things you have to do when you live in this type of environment. And that was exactly kind of what I was going to show you, is how we fall trees and where we fall trees when we're out here. We fall them right on the road because in that whole time it took me to cut up those trees, load them up, clean up all the branches that were sitting there. Nobody came by. So it's one of those things that you have to do it yourself, or you're just going to be sitting there, or you have to backtrack back home. I got pretty much I'd say 2/3 of a truck full. I'm gonna go cut down one more, maybe 2 more trees, and load them up, and then go back and split them up. So let's see what we can find here. There you have it. We're all cleaned up. One of the things I forgot to mention is when you're doing these types of cuts, what you want to do is make sure you get something that's close to the road. You don't want to get something too far, so that's why we drive around so much, because as you can see, there's like, I don't know, half dozen just in my sight right there. If I went in another 40 feet, but then the snow is a lot deeper there, and it's a lot softer being that the sun's hitting it now. If I came out first thing this morning when it was still in the minus, I could probably get up there, but now that it's +1, +2 and the sun's been beating on it for a while, I just sink right in. So that's one thing to keep in mind. This is got to get home right now, all split up. It's not what I wanted, but again, it is what it is. Tomorrow's another day. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you're a subscriber, just tune in again. Smash the thumbs up button so that we can get this channel rocking. Anyways, hope you have a great day and you got some info out of that. Take care. See you next time.